next QC is going to watch Hell's Kitchen on YouTube, someone's going to go, I better go and buy a subscription to whatever obscure streaming platform this is on, instead of just typing it in YouTube and watching it for free.
None of that can exist if someone didn't set the stage up, didn't hire the players, didn't make the game.
It is, Scott, if I'm honest with you. It's fan service. It's fan service. I'm good with it. Serve me right up. You know what I mean? I'll take anime and esports straight out of the box. What's the opposite of a sandwich? So, you know, like there's a sandwich, right, with, you know, in the middle. What do you call it where the bread is and there's something maybe somewhat palatable in the middle? Because that's what Semmler's constructed, right?
Hello and welcome to the Breakdown. Today is December 28th, 2021, last show of 21, third show overall. I'm Sir Scoots, as always, joined by my co-host, Mitch Leslie Ubershouts. Do you have a good holiday? How are you, buddy? Welcome back to the building. How are
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, all good. It's been a decent holiday. Yeah, look, I got the sniffles last week, so I was stuck in the TV, and then my little one caught the cold from me, sadly, so I didn't do a good enough job keeping him from him. So apparently, kids that suck their thumbs don't know what to do when they got blocked noses, because obviously you can't breathe like that. So we've been, you know, he's had to adjust a little bit. Maybe TMI, but that's what's going on in my household right now. Normally, this is the quietest time of the year, right? This is when, like, I know this because I know, like, the freelance circuit is pretty dead this time of year in general, and there's not a whole lot going on, especially without Halo being a thing.
Yep.
Now, this year, obviously, is a bit busier, but there's stuff to talk about. Somehow, the esports engine keeps, not the company, just the construct, the thought experiment keeps churning out things to talk about. So, yes, I'm sure we've got plenty to go over today, but good to be back here in the flesh, Scott.
Great to have you. Great to have you. Had a good holiday here as well. Very low-key, very nice. Again, keeping it safe and clean and all that good stuff. And you're going to get sick for, like, the next 18 years of your life because of that kid. Once that kid starts going to school and bringing it home and all that fun stuff. So, funny enough, at the end of last week, Jason and I were like, fuck, we don't have much to talk about yet. Fuck, you know? And then the news just started dropping.
I'm surprised you didn't use air quotes.
Yeah. Like,
what constitutes news in esports, I guess, is the real question.
Well, like news that we would talk about. Like,
sure.
We've had some rosters in Counter-Strike start to settle, little pieces like that. But, like, you know, we're always looking for the big stuff. And then so we got some big stuff. We had a copyright DMCA possibility thing happen on Twitch. We got the Riot
lawsuit settlement
that just dropped. And all this stuff kind of happened from Friday on. So, like, and then obviously I'm a little bit esports and I'm a little bit rock and roll. So I am not just esports.
Okay. That's good.
Are you esports?
No, I'm just esports.
You're just
Yeah,
esports.
that's about all there is to me, unfortunately. It's terminal. Yeah.
Well, you know, you worked hard to be just esports. You climbed the corporate esports ladder, came all the way over from Australia to do it, you know, worked the ESL ladder. But let's talk about the first subject in just a second. What I want to remind you all, though, is we do this show every week. We answer questions at the end of every show. So as we're talking about these various topics, we try to keep an eye on chat on our laptops, but not as much as maybe other shows in the sense of interaction. But if we see something, we'll try to get to it. But ideally, if you got a really good question for a segment we're talking about, give it to us in chat. We'll try to hit you up at the end. Or it could also be a topic that we haven't gotten to, a piece of news that broke late, or just something that's on your mind you want to ask one of us about.
Yeah, just quickly also, Jason, put Scott in my ears so I can hear him easily outside of just the echo in this room. That would be... Thank you! This is how we talk to our producers, not so covertly. Yeah, we actually get a lot of mileage out of the questions. I think there's a lot of opportunities here for potentially productive discussion over the next few weeks starting today. So let's try and take advantage of that. Or you can just fucking shitpost like I did yesterday. There's a time for contributing to a discussion. There's also a time for making light out of something. So yeah, get questions in, because we will spend a decent amount of time talking about that. If there are fucking questions, I mean, we'll discuss it. You do have not quite 200 years of experience, but at least 25 years of esports experience right here. That's decent, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah. Not bad. Not all of esports, but you know,
it's all right. Yeah, exactly. Not quite Riot Games level of experience, but
yeah.
I mean, can we start with like the more interesting stuff? Because I think, look, as gamers, core gamers, right, we're not really well versed in legality and how entertainment law contracts and copyrights really work, right? We just kind of, when the whole streaming thing blew up, we just kind of switched on our stream and you know, indentured ourselves to Emmett Shear in slavery for years and years. So we didn't really think about how the content we made could or possibly, or might not, sort of get us into trouble, especially when we were going to things like YouTube, watching stuff along with our viewers, and also the meta that developed, I think, on Just Chatting, which was really centered around reacting to stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't really, there was a time at least, we didn't really know how any of it might bring us on a collision course with like real world, traditional world legislature. But, you know, where DJ Weed has been talking about that at length for a little bit now. He's currently at Twitch. He's like the keynote guy, right? You can tell someone's been around in games for a while. They're either bald or they have like a silver fox ponytail. It's one or the other.
We're like the opposite, him and I.
Yeah. But so that's the discussion right now, right? It's been going on for a bit, and you know, keen to hear you weigh in on this because I know things have changed a lot in your tenure in esports.
Yeah, and again, what we're talking about is this last week a whole conversation about copyright infringement yet again on live streaming platforms, Twitch particularly. In particular, this particular drama spawns from the top streamers. These aren't unknown no-namers.
No.
These are the biggest folks on the platform streaming very copyrighted, very mainstream materials, whether it's MasterChef TV show with Gordon Ramsay or Rich Campbell doing Lord of the Rings marathon while sleeping. And again, so this is how it kind of all starts. So this happens. Co asks a very solid question on Twitter about, hey man, like, just curious. A lot of people are doing this now. Like, is it okay? Co in his own right is a big content creator. He doesn't do this kind of content. He gameplay and stuff.
That motherfucker went full time, right? Without like any sort of huge follower base. He just started going full time, and you know, after a while of grinding, he kind of made it. That's his truncated story. I'm not really doing it justice here, but one of the top streamers on the platform,
absolutely, and very wholesome, very family friendly, all those kind of things.
Vibes,
very dad. He is a dad now, you know. And he basically, I think he's asking, am I missing something? Like, are these guys legal? Is this cool? Can you do this? What am I missing here? Marcus, DJ Weed again, streamer in his own right for decades, and now obviously still works for Twitch. He has resigned from Twitch. He's in his last month.
He's still there at the moment.
Yeah, he's in his last month, but he still technically is a Twitch employee. He basically chimes in with his opinion, that, and this is his opinion, not okay. Like, this is not legal. These aren't sponsor activations with Amazon or Lord of the Rings movies.
It's not like Thursday Night Football in conjunction with Prime Video watch party kind of thing. Yeah.
And again, as someone who, again, used to be a streamer myself quite often, not a very big one, but, had my own little stream, Scoots After Dark.
Okay.
I streamed classic rock all the goddamn time. I absolutely knew every time I streamed that I could get tagged. I knew that I was so far removed from the bots caring about my stream and on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then Twitch started muting themselves. And I was like, okay, here it comes. They're starting to care. And then the people that own the IP are starting to care. Now, again, do the people that own the rights to Led Zeppelin, are they really going to care that Scott is streaming to his 15 streamers? No, but a bot's going to catch it eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's all automated now. You don't think that some motherfucking bigwig goes to Scott's channel and goes, time to bring this man down.
Yeah, so I definitely knew that I was breaking the copyright law, if you will. A year, 2 years ago, we had a big, maybe not even less than that, pandemic has melted everything. There was this DMC apocalypse that happened
Somewhat
on Twitch already.
Yes.
But more about audio clips and music and clips like that, where Twitch basically said, look, the best thing you can do is just delete everything, right? Because we have to follow safe harbor. We're going to have to start dinging you all. And so, literally, I deleted my entire catalog. Everyone just started deleting everything because you don't know what's going to get flagged, what isn't.
Right.
And so, this is probably where Co is, like, scratching his head going, wait a minute. Why do you all think music is different than fucking Lord of the Rings? Because music, there's not even a possibility to be transformative listening to a song in the background. There is this weirdness about a transformative React video, right?
Yeah.
And I know I'm probably catching too many things at once here, but anyway, my take on it is, I think Towley put it really good in one of his tweets. You all are poking a fucking bear, and the bear is going to come knocking.
I'm sorry. You cannot I know Rich Campbell personally. Rich, you can't tell me you don't know exactly what the fuck you're doing, mate. You are extremely good at being very calculated while externally looking fucking stupid. You know exactly what you're doing, brother. I know you do because I've spoken to you, and you are so calculated about how your streaming works That it's almost Machiavellian, bro. This is okay. So obviously,
awesome.
Was that our edits?
That's our
yeah. So
edits,
does that constitute transformative content by putting things over? I don't know. But having fucking Rich Campbell sat there sleeping on the sofa while this is going on is not. And you fucking know it isn't, mate. I'm not really sure what makes you think you can get away with it. But I mean, this is the kind of stuff that will ultimately get the attention of these sort of governing bodies. So that might even be part of the plan. I hate to say it, but Rich Campbell's a lot smarter than he looks. So, I'm not really sure why, but this is definitely a good way of visiting this kind of reckoning on Twitch as a platform. Especially with these guys are blowing up, I think it's talked about, obviously Hassan shows a lot of content that's not made by him, and it takes place in his discussions. He will check trending, he'll check what stories are happening on Twitter. He'll use that as a centerpiece for conversation, and that he covers the news, right? Every morning sits down and he educates his chat, essentially babysits them and sort of talks them through this while picking out really purposely bad takes in the chat to just fucking go nuts at. I swear he's got a network of people purposely posting Papega shit in his chat so we can flame them. But, this should go without saying, right? This should go without saying that if you are sort of streaming this kind of content, it could be a problem. But it's been happening for a while. It's not just Lord of the Rings, right? Mate, I fucking guilty pleasure watching XQC. He's funny at times. Motherfucker sat there watching Hell's Kitchen. You know what I mean? Just, reacting to it, right? But what constitutes transformative, what constitutes fair use, this is normally the domain of lawyers and such like that. And even they will tell you, it's pretty murky. And Twitch can't protect their streamers from governing bodies in terms of DMCA and copyright infringement. They'll just circumvent them and come straight for your channel. Twitch had their hands tied when there was 1 strike, 2 strikes on a lot of people during the DMCA apocalypse. So I think it goes without saying that this is maybe, or how far is too far? I think Slasher pointed out earlier on Wheat Stream is okay, what happens when someone gets a pirated movie that's yet to release and streams it like that?
Yeah.
Very extreme example, but how much is it going to take to bring the gavel down on people like this? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and again, I think, Pokimane was doing MasterChef. And again, this transformative thing is very iffy. Jason and I talk about it about our content because we are a company, we make content. We have Valorantine and we have this show, and we always on Valorantine we show B-roll of a TO or anyone, we credit it. Yeah. We are transformative. We are a news organization doing coverage with their content. That's already kind of legalized. But even we get freaked out, oh shit, if we play that song, this thing, are we covered? Yeah. Are they covered? So even we worry about it in a very extreme way, not let's just put this 6-hour fucking movie in. And obviously sleeping is not transformative.
I mean, you know what Ludwig was able to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fucking.
What Rich did best was he created and I've spoken to him about this, he created a syndicate of streamers that would just host each other, piggyback each other, one after another, basically for 24 hours. Almost like a media network in and of itself. So the guy is smart. He's got a lot of ideas about how to sort of try and innovate on Twitch. This is, I would argue, a bit more lowbrow as far as Rich's innovative endeavors are concerned. Maybe he's trying to prove a point. Maybe he's trying to Banksy this shit. Not really sure.
Yeah, this is great.
Hey, I mean, shit, this motherfucker clearly don't get out of bed for more than 9,618 subs.
I mean, are you calling him a bait car for big movie? Is he baiting the rest of his streamer friends?
No, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
No, I don't.
I think, again, guys I mean, I think, it's about being the first to do something. People, more than innovation, people value novelty. You know what I mean? I think that you can innovate on something you can create something completely new, or you can innovate on something that already exists. But what works on Twitch is novelty. It's to be the forefront of the meta, right? Fucking licking ears, ASMR in yoga pants, or hot tub or whatever. The only thing these all have in common is the novelty aspect of it. And it brings a lot of people that don't care so much about video games as they do. People that watch pimples getting popped on TikTok. You know what I mean? You don't need a whole lot to capture an audience. Being novel is a huge way to do it.
Well, and I wonder if there also might be just a level of, better to ask for forgiveness, permission if I get dinged once. Because also, you get banned off of Twitch temporarily, it helps you, right?
Looking at you, Tyler!
It becomes news. It ends up on live stream fails. You might even get fans because you got wrongly banned and Twitch fucked you.
Or if you get rightly banned, Twitch will still, like they will rally behind your cause and cry for freedom.
So it only really hurts you as a business person if you're perma'd, right? Now I'm not. I'm
Fucking
sure.
hell! It still didn't even hurt. It didn't even hurt Dr. Disrespect to get permit, did it? So I don't even know if that holds up.
It did not.
Christ on a fucking bike.
If anything, if he sues Twitch and wins, it might even help him even more.
Yeah.
Right. So just a weird. I really liked Tolly's take. I think they are poking the bear because all it takes. Because first off, Marcus did his stream earlier today, and Rod, you said Slasher showed up. They had a really long conversation. Shit, they might still be streaming, and it's great to see Rod still alive and well and pushing all of Marcus's buttons still, just like it was 10 years ago. But I think one of the arguments Rod was making, which a lot of people make that I want to bring up, and then we're going to bring up some other stupid takes, is that sometimes it helps the content and exposes the content, and maybe someone now might go to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, or now they maybe will watch. And Marcus was like, yeah, but if they don't buy a DVD, they don't actually subscribe or help financially that show or that thing.
The argument is that it brings awareness to the product. But you know
Which
what it does?
then maybe might bring more financial success.
It brings awareness to the fact that you can watch the product for free on YouTube without subscribing to their shit. You think if fucking XQC is going to watch Hell's Kitchen on YouTube, someone's going to go, fuck, I better go and buy a subscription to whatever fucking obscure streaming platform this is on, instead of just typing it in YouTube and watching it for free.
Well,
Your argument, shit. Have we shown this tweet yet?
No, we're going to do that right now. So, so you don't believe Slashers, like Gordon Ramsay is an indie chef and now he's popular because of XQC and he really helped make him?
I'm not going to fall for the bait like Marcus did, mate. I tell you what. I love that Slash's function on that show was to say ridiculous things and to drive conversation around it. That is a valid way, I suppose, of moving discourse forward. But the question is, Scott, and I'm sure there's actually a real answer for this. People that actually know the law might understand it, but what constitutes fair use? What constitutes transformative content? It seems a lot of people have varying opinions about this.
This lawyer right here knows exactly what it is. Let's look at Mike's tweet.
Is he a lawyer?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, his drawn profile picture looks like he could be, a lawyer. Just put fucking Esquire after your name and I guess I'll believe you. All right,
By reacting to the content, it becomes new legally, which is the important part. Oh boy.
Well, how okay, so when you append the word legally to a statement, your implication is that you understand the law to a sufficient enough degree to make that assertion. That's not the description of transformative that I've ever heard, though. So I'm a little unsure. I think old mate might have just pulled this one out of his clacker and thought this would make a fucking great tweet. Let it go. I don't think that's sufficient to constitute transformative content. I could be wrong, and the egg could be on my face, mate, but I doubt it.
I think the weird part about it is that transformative is a vague term. What exactly do you have to legally do to get from A to B on something? Is it talk over it? Is it talk over it with X, Y, and Z on top of talk over? Is it pause it? And like, if your content is 2 hours, but what you're talking about is 15 minutes, have you spent enough transformative talk about I don't know. There's no legal, there is no answer because it's not defined yet.
Is it not?
I don't think it's defined in its, that's what the lawyers in the courts do case by case by case.
Okay, because obviously it's mentioned in the chat here, Jay's mentioned that, critique and criticism can function as sort of fair. Okay, here we go. Transformative uses are those that add something new with a further purpose or different character, and do not substitute for the original use of the work, nature of copyright work. This factor analyzes to the degree which the work that was used relates to the copyright's purpose of whatever. It's fucking boomer speak.
I'd say it's vague and it's not vagueness still.
Well, I mean,
and that's per country, right?
Right.
Not universal global law.
Exactly. I saw someone in chat was like, I'm from Denmark. DMCA law does not apply to me. Fair enough. Have you seen how China sort of just ignores copyright laws and does whatever the fuck they want? Right. Yeah. So there's like a whole, international law that may or may not exist for this, which is going to be even more of a nightmare for legislators. But still, we've seen music and stuff like that is obviously that's not been deemed fair use, has it? Because we've had copyright strikes as a result of that. But based on that definition, I'm not convinced that we have a solid enough, definition of transformative content. Therefore, I suppose these guys legally could get away with it, right? Based on that definition, which I don't see a better one or a different one. Obviously, the tweet the tweet from Mike Shade that said, "Oh well, it's new, so it's transformative." As much as I joke about it, it's basically a paraphrasing of what we just saw in Google.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so vague that it, and again, maybe these guys are just gonna maybe he
is a lawyer after all. Scott.
Mike, if you're a lawyer, I apologize for saying you're not a lawyer. Again, I think we're going to find out. This is going to be a fuck around and find out thing because they're not stopping. They didn't all magically get all freaked out and stop doing it.
The train's going too fast to stop.
Yeah, to that point where Slasher wanted Marcus to stream XQC and then wanted us to stream Marcus and Rod streaming XQC to really push this reacting section.
Request didn't quite get through.
It came in late. We didn't get to it in time. But
Lost
we would have tried to do it if we could have. Yeah,
sounds great.
And we'll put him in the TV and the TV and the TV.
Yeah.
Would that be transformative enough?
Yes, it would be, because each TV would constitute a new form of content.
Yeah, because what's going to happen is the suits and the lawyers. Like, it doesn't matter what we all think about, like, oh, it does help, it might help. They don't care. They care about money. They care about their fucking products and IP.
We'll see who gets who, because one or a group of people are probably going to get leapt upon for this, and we'll see what happens when they lawyer up. And they might have to if the suit is going to cost them a lot of money.
Yeah.
So.
It's very interesting. And again, Twitch is full of all different kinds of use of this. So it's not everyone just sleeping. There are people that are trying to do transformative.
But how do you automate this? You can automate detection of audio.
Yes. This is the issue.
How do you automate the detection of non-fair use of video? That's a whole different question.
Yeah,
I guess you could try and...
How do the bots crawl that?
I would suggest that they would probably use the audio. Of the actual video, because obviously you can isolate an audio track, you can run it through, and to see if it matches, right? So I don't know, because you obviously need a database of the waveforms to compare to sort of see if there's a match or anything's sort of being done.
Yeah,
this is me without a working knowledge of how these algorithms work, but that's just a fairly base assumption.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. We'll keep an eye on it. Obviously, if anyone starts getting dinged, if we start getting any, more repercussions, we'll definitely keep an eye on it.
Play like a Hunger Games. I mean, sit here and...
Oh, shit. Hang on. Speaking of DJ Wheat, he's in our... Oh, my God. Copyright! Marcus, I apologize. I didn't see the TV. This is so cool that I can actually look and there is a TV behind me. No green screen, folks. This is behind us,
too. And we could just react to this content in the TV.
He's quaking. What a fucking boomer. Jesus fucking Christ.
It is boomer. Jeez. It is boomer. Is he playing or watching?
Is he playing with Slasher chat? Are they playing?
Fucking hell. Slasher constantly tries to bait me into playing games against him that he knows he is just millions of times better than me at. Or he'll message me to let me know that he's just fucking, he got Radiant or on Valorant or whatever. And it's like, I bet none of you casters can do this. I'm like... Yeah, I mean, I've been fucking retreated from society lately, have I, mate? I don't really have the fucking spare time on my hands. Jesus.
Oh, he's watching a movie.
Okay,
this is a trick movie. Thanks.
But yeah, so look, again, that was our rendition of two blokes discussing an issue that is rooted in the legal sphere that we have no fucking understanding about. So I hope that was as good for you as it was for us. Here's another, I guess, topic that is related to legality. So we recently heard that Riot Games has reached a $100 million agreement for a sexual harassment case. Obviously, this is litigation that goes back to 2018. Now, this did appear in the news cycle back then, and obviously since then it's been fairly quiet, that alleges gender discrimination and a toxic work culture. And obviously there are a lot of individual components and stories about this at the time that it came out. Now, here's what I think I understand. Initially, I think it was like a $10 million settlement, and then there was an appeal. I think the DECA appealed it and went back through all of this, and now we know that the publisher pays $80 million to current, former, and contract employees who worked at the company from November 2014 to the present. I assume this scales on how long they were there for as well.
Yeah.
And $20 million will go towards legal fees and stuff like that. So, at a time where obviously we've been laser focused on Activision Blizzard because of their horrendous optics, this whole thing, Scott, has been bubbling away.
Yeah. The state of California is all over both these companies for a variety of things. A lot of it having to do with the same issues: discrimination, gender. Activision Blizzard's also in California's, eyes and the government's eyes for antitrust stuff, for their league stuff, unrelated to their personal, employee issues at a company. They got some company issues over there. But again, they've both been in the news the last couple of years. And you're right, this was going to be a $10 million lawsuit. State of California got more involved and said, wait a minute. that ain't enough.
And they were like, it could be entitled to much more.
They said
yeah.
it could even go up to 400
it's
million, and now they've settled at 100.
It's the Department of Fair Employment and Housing,
Yeah.
which is a government department, right? There are litigation groups that are not government entities like the DFEH. Oh, wait, no, that is them. The EEOC, Equal Opportunity and Employment Commission, or something like that. I think they might not necessarily be a government party. But, I mean, what's important here is that in 2019, they tried to move this to arbitration, right? Saying that employees had, signed agreeing to arbitration, right? And this is what a lot of these companies do, is try and move these disputes out of the public eye. And people are saying, this is a big problem. And they went to sort of move, force an end to this, what is forced arbitration, essentially. Because obviously it protects the identity of the culprits. It protects the image of integrity of the company. It essentially gags the people that are involved. And I think in this day and age, it's not a palatable concept. What I find interesting about this is that Blizzard obviously is also dealing with these people. I think, and in court, initially it ended up being an $18 million settlement. I don't know, I'm talking about Blizzard just because this is related.
Yep.
Now, this was also appealed by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing. They said 18 million isn't enough. The judge blocked it. So while Riot Games here is paying out $100 million, Blizzard might get away with just 18 mil in their case, which, comparably, it's fuck all.
Yes.
Especially given that I'm quite sure the payouts would have been on the same scale to just as many people over just as large a period of time. So I don't really know how precedents are being set for these kind of cases here, but obviously it's interesting to see this story come back up. Obviously as it went viral at the time, and then dead. And then everyone forgot that Riot is just as fucking bad as these other game developers because they waved a fucking shiny product like Arcane in your faces and you all forgot. And you all spent your time going after Bobby Kotick because he's a fucking moron. And what Activision Blizzard are doing, in the meantime, just consuming Riot Games content. You guys have short fucking memories. Dead short. These guys are doing the same thing. All these motherfuckers need to be kept accountable. And in fairness, Blizzard shouldn't get away with an $18 million payout. Now that this precedent's been set, hopefully there's a way to circle back around because I know Activision have in their investor reports, I'm pretty sure, I've got the numbers here. So you can obviously find out what the status of revenue for a company is based on their sort of investor reports. Blizzard has $10 billion cash on hand for whatever reason, according to these reports. So they could just fucking pay.
Yeah,
they could just pay.
18 million is like,
you know what I mean?
On, just a second.
Also, there's a reason why companies might move to be more cash heavy based on certain economic situations here. But I mean, there's no reason why Blizzard can't just fucking, at least pay this amount. But again, of course they don't want to. Of course they don't want to. It's a limitation of liability they're looking for.
Yeah. And again, so I've never worked for a game dev, but what is it that seems to be a little systemic, right?
I mean, listen, you know what I think? Well, this is purely my opinion. I just want to make it very clear that I haven't really worked for a game developer inside their offices, so I really can't speak to the lived experiences of people that have suffered this horrendous treatment at the hands of these people. I want to make that really clear. So you have to understand my perspective. Extremely flawed as a result of that. An observation, if you will, a cursory one. It seems like these guys, like game developers of like the late 90s, 2000s, kind of rock stars, you know what I mean? Like, feel, fuck, we're doing games for a living, We don't have to be these like buttoned up suits at Wall Street, or we don't have to be subject to all these, these conduct requirements. We're rock stars, man. We got long hair. We got fucking plaid t-shirts. We're making games, baby. We'll just get fucking Metallica to come play at our at fucking BlizzCon, you know what I mean? We've escaped the white collar prison that everyone else slaves away in with the oversight of all their bosses and middle management. It seems like so many of these guys, are just didn't play by the rules, didn't care, thought they were fucking, invulnerable, and thought this heyday of being a game developer where you didn't really have to live up to any behavioral expectations or standards would exist. Very quickly, as the workforce diversified and as oversight committees started to develop, we saw that this was no longer the case. And Yeah, these people are still being turfed out as we speak. What's that fucking Jeff Fraser? Greg? Some bloke from Blizzard was recently seen to be selling off all of his stuff.
Yeah, we were going to maybe talk about that as news, but then we kind of threw it to the side because of Riot. But no, let's talk about it because it is the Blizzard news of the week.
I mean, but basically, I think her name is Jess Gonzalez, right? One of the leaders for like a better ABK movement was like, oh, I don't work here. Fuck it. This guy was part of a Discord group called the Right Wing of Gaming, where he would just fucking abuse colleagues and co-workers and stuff like that. These people are still sheltering in these companies, mate. They're still there. I guarantee you. Hopefully, at the very least, they become too afraid to fucking show who they really are after all this. And even if they're rotten inside, as long as they're too fucking scared to actually allow that to dictate their behavior, I guess I'll have to settle for that because we can't overturn every stone here, can we?
No, and it's kind of, we're going to talk later in the show about a little esports, gender fucking discrimination type drama, if you will. Not necessarily discrimination, but obviously the women's leagues, all this kind of crap. And I wonder if it's the same kind of archaic leftover thought process, right? You build an echo chamber that's just you and your mates for a while so you can get away with this shit.
It was jobs for the boys for the longest time.
Right? And then, just like a game developer, the diversification starts. You either shut up and accept and change and grow, or you shut up and keep your opinion to yourself. But what we have is some boys that have decided to just fucking let it go.
They could get away with it.
Right?
Yeah.
And now they're fucking around and finding out, right? But again, we'll talk about esports in a little
while.
Okay,
we have a run of show to abide by.
Sorry.
Jason went to all the work of making these fucking coloured squares, so there was an order of things to discuss.
No, I just think they're parallel because, again, they're very much both echo chambers that were allowed to exist for a very long time before they started getting diversified.
Yep.
And now the diversification is saying, knock that fucking shit off, you assholes. You can't act that way anymore. And they're like, what do you mean I can't act that way? Anyway, all right. I don't know if there's much more to talk about this. It would be interesting to see if this retroly affects Blizzard in a more negative way, like, to your point of, like, if they get dinged differently.
Court precedent is important, but from what I understand, the judge in Blizzard's case already rejected the appeal by the DFEH. So
could there be an appeal of the appeal and using this to say, hey, look, you just did this?
This is where it's like, maybe I should have spent some time getting educated about how the real fucking world works. I mean, my brother's a lawyer. I could fucking ask him. But,
there you go. All right. That does it for that little section. Remember, we have Q&A that we do at the end of every show. There's your reminder. I'm going to start throwing my cards every time. All right, let's have a little fun and mix it up before we go to break. We wanted to talk about every year, once we last a year, God willing, we last a full year, we'll do a nice end of the year wrap up next year, our favorite game, our favorite esport event, like our own little awards maybe. Jason and I've always wanted to do our own little fuck off awards like everybody else does. But we wanted to at least do...
Where we win everything, right?
Where we nominate each other, vote each other in, give each other the awards. I might even give you a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Awards for the boys. Thank you.
Yeah, award for the boys. Yeah. But so we wanted to do Game of the Year, right?
Yes.
So Jason asked me, Scott, what's your Game of the Year? Let's talk about it. So
I mean, this has got to be at least as legitimate as Jeff Keighley deciding, right?
At least.
Right, that's what
if not more. Well, actually more legit because no one has paid me for my opinion.
Okay.
Maybe you know. Maybe someone's paid you because you do some work on the side.
I am getting paid for this, to be fair. But for my opinion,
unbiased.
You'll see. I mean, you'll see. I'm not biased when I give my opinion.
Unpaid
but we'll
small
wait
indie dev.
You go first.
I'm gonna go first. My Game of the Year. I played a boatload of this game. Not an esport game whatsoever.
A long boatload.
A long boatload. Valheim. Valheim, made by truly a little indie game
indie dev.
Really, really cool, fun game. Really well put together. Multiplayer, can play with your mates. You play as a Viking in Valheim in the middle of the afterworld world, if you will.
Yeah, you're in Midgard, right?
Yeah, you're in Midgard trying to ascend. You have to kill all these bosses. But it's a survival / builder / so you go as slow as you want. When Jason and I and the gang play these kind of games, I end up being kind of the guy at home and building and storing and crafting and all that shit. Yeah, and I just fucking love it. Like, because again, it's all old Viking shit. And
any game with a Robinson Crusoe premise, like obviously washing up somewhere, having to fucking build from nothing, gets me every time. So I feel
fucking love it.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna look at my Steam hours this morning so I could bring it up, but I didn't, and I just played the fuck out of this game. They all stopped playing it. I kept playing it.
Is that good solo?
Yeah, I had, because again, we would take turns is the wrong word. Like Jason would jump on and we'd go after a boss or something.
Yeah.
But if Jason wasn't jumping on, I would just go gather shit and work on the homestead and work on the new crafting area, or work on the storage systems, or fuck around with the protector walls and shit. So yeah, you totally can do it solo, and it scales, right? So if you go take a boss on by yourself, it's easier than if you and your 3 mates take on the same boss.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fucking unforgiving though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's you do a lot of corpse runs, but again, the corpse runs, you lose a little bit of your experience. You run, you grab all your dead
Yeah,
shit,
I mean,
you know?
that's
Not
the
end of the world.
interesting concept here is that you can obviously level up certain things by doing them. Jumping, running,
Yes.
fighting, cook, whatever, right? You lose experience when you die, which is obviously more than just losing your items or your inventory or whatever. Look, great pick, Scott. I fucking love this game. It's like Minecraft with a little bit more of a, I don't know, it feels like a real survival game. I play it with Bren and Josh and
cool.
Jack and
Yeah.
Avast.
That's great.
A
Great with the
bunch.
crew.
It is legit a sick game to play with the homies, and it creates some incredible moments. Like we had Josh tamed a locks.
Yes,
And
yes.
we built a moat of locks. So basically, none of the Grey Dwarves could get to our base, right?
Yep.
I didn't do this. Josh spent hours fucking taming these guys and bring them in there.
Yep.
And I just fucked with him by like just leading them out on a
Yep.
great exodus. And,
Yep.
and then one of the Loxers destroyed the bridge across the moat and just all hell broke loose. It's one of those games like Sea of Thieves where the destination isn't actually what's so important. It's the journey. It's the shit you get yourself into on the way there that makes for great memories,
God.
great moments, great content. So bravo, fantastic
Yeah.
game. And what they've done really well is take the survival genre and make it collaborative in a big way. And also think they get rid of some of those woes, like the teleporter system is really handy.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't break the game. You have to fucking go there first. And you know, and like they don't, you know, and the clues they give you about the bosses
I
and in
loved
each
it.
biome. It's not finished yet, by the way. You'll still find in the current build, there are biomes that are unpopulated, like Mistlands, that just doesn't have anything there. So
I can't wait.
still more to come. I'm terrible at the fucking game, though, I'll be honest with you, but it's a
Well,
lot of fun.
we're probably going to fire up another server because we haven't played the Hearth and Home update that you've played, where you can ride Loxes and tame
Oh, okay,
Loxes.
gotcha, I
It was
gotcha.
we stopped before
A bit
that.
buggy at times still.
Yeah,
but-
but they added a lot of building shit, a lot of new stuff for the houses, and I just
Yeah.
love that. And what I like about these kind of games, so I think if a game makes you just laugh your fucking ass off and giggle, and then 10 minutes later you're like, fuck me, I don't want to play anymore, I'm really sad. Like, to your thing about the Loxes, I spent 2 days building and taming a wolf pack, right? Because you could tame wolves, right?
Yes, yeah.
And I
They get
wanted
in the way,
I
yeah.
wanted a fucking wolf pack. I put them on ships because the wolves weren't where our island was, so I had to.
They don't go on ships, do they?
No, yeah, you can push them on ships, but if they see fucking serpents, they jump off the boat and swim to
We
the
had
serpents.
that problem because we
Yeah.
took 3 wolves on the boat, and Josh was like really precious about them, and Bren
Yeah,
wanted
you
to
gotta-
move the
you-
wolves.
you gotta, like, fucking-
And at one point, the wolves, I think they got ejected from the boat because we hit.
Yeah, it's
we,
buggy as
we
fuck.
hit like a outcropping, and the wolves went
Yeah.
into the water. And you know what? The game wouldn't be as fun if I wasn't streaming it as well.
Yeah.
Honestly,
So-
it would not have been sharing that ridiculousness was a huge
funny.
part of it.
But my agony defeat was, so I'm bringing these wolves home. I autumn almost got them home. 4 of them
Like
home.
Moses, yeah?
Yeah,
Just-
and I can see my dock, right? And then I see a troll over in the woods. He fucking does his thing.
Mm-hmm.
They literally leap off the boat, and I'm at the shore, so they're not.
So they aggroed the troll.
They aggroed the troll, ran to him, and he killed them all before I could even swim and help them.
I'm surprised they didn't drown.
So 2 days work gone. I was like, literally, I quit.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
almost uninstalled. I'm like, fuck. But then, sure enough, 2 hours later, I'm back at my wolf pen, going, all right, let's do this again. I just fucking love it. Love it. And it's made by Coffee Stain. They're the publisher. They also publish Satisfactory, if you're familiar with that game. Very similar, different dev teams, different companies building these games, but very similar, quirky, fun,
It
overarching
really
vibes
hits
to
the
both games.
OCD market well. Like us that like to build. And
Oh,
like,
Satisfactory. Oh,
right.
love
So
that
I
game
haven't played
too.
Satisfactory. I played a lot of Factorio. I watched Overwatch coach player Jake stream a bunch of Satisfactory, and I just
love
found
it.
it very satisfying to sit there and watch it. Someone who's like has a fairly systematic approach, like that was quite cathartic for me. So
Yep.
great
Good.
game.
Let's get into yours.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So my game
What's
of
your
the year.
exciting new game that no one's ever heard of?
Well, from acclaimed game developer Blizzard Entertainment. No, my game of the year actually, believe it or not, is Valorant. As someone who was really aching for a compelling esports shooter title this year, I mean, I couldn't have waited all the way until Halo came out. Valorant really scratched the itch for me. I'm still fucking dog shit at this game. I am trash. I played Counter-Strike, was trash at that. I'm not good at attack shooters. Overwatch gave me too many bad habits. I'm bouncing around and spamming and just in the voice chat the whole time. That's me. But look, this game out of the box, esports scene real quickly, compelling competition, compelling storylines. The gameplay is good. It's repeatable. It's punishing, and I'm sick of fucking having Zoomers in my games make fun of my accent. So there's definitely a bit to be desired here, and also like the exorbitant prices for the skins that I invariably buy anyway because I have disposable income. Thanks, by the way. Yeah, he's funding my skin collection.
You're most welcome.
You know, the game itself really good. The community that sprung up around it, stellar. I've made a lot of friends just from being involved in Valorant, which is great. Guys like Van Sealy, you know, obviously being on Valoranting, Valley, you know, DDK, obviously a close friend of mine now after we really sort of connected, sort of talking about casting and thinking about Valorant. We have a global competition. We had LAN play between these teams. We had pseudo LAN play a little bit, but then obviously a proper LAN. We had NA versus EU rivalry. We had underdogs from Southeast Asia. The CIS region producing incredible teams. NA ultimately disappointing us as they always manage to do at global competitions. This, without Valorant esports, this year would have been, and I'm including the Overwatch League, this year would have been a fucking esports wasteland for me. Great job, Riot. Great game. Even if I criticize your tournament organizing, your league ops people, it's what I do. I'm a fucking pundit in my spare time, as you can see, but the game is great. Regardless if I fucking suck at it, viewership's been really good. Passionate people in the community that I've really enjoyed partnering with and helping try to build something, even if it's in my own little way. This shit's fire, man. And, you know, I don't even work on this game. I don't even have a vested interest in pumping people's tires up about the game, but this year really needed a new compelling esports title with its own storylines, and we got one. Barga, we got one!
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to say they nailed it, right? Yeah. And far from perfect, and again, this is not about Riot as a company, like the story we just talked about, obviously issues with all these big companies. I never cared about Riot before because I didn't care about League of Legends, right? They were a one-trick game dev. They had one game, not my game flavor. I don't like MOBAs in general, so it wasn't against League. It wasn't like I was a Dota guy. So I never paid them much mind. I just knew they ran this most popular game on the planet. It was League of Legends. I knew about all the drama they had done over the years, franchise leagues and all that. Yep. But when they dropped that beta, I was like, holy fuck, what is this? And we knew they were making more games. That I was already coming our way. When there's more even coming, fighting game, etc. So, like, obviously, we jumped all over it. I hosted the very first Valoranting show, you know, right at the pandemic. We were like, fuck.
And Mr. Rex on Valoranting, for Christ's sake. You guys really scrambled the fucking jets to cover that.
Yeah, it was the dark days. And again, not necessarily my shooter type. I played it. Again, sucked at it. It's one of those games you got to play a lot and keep playing a lot and stay on it.
If you stop playing for a week, you fucking doggy doo doo.
Yeah, so I didn't really get into it past the first couple shows. I was like, but let's keep doing this show. We as a company obviously believe it's got legs as an esport. I think what they did, aside from the game being a solid game, I think the plan they laid for esports and how quickly they were able to ramp up and achieve a full circuit, get all the big teams involved, add this whole women's circuit as well, like all this year, that alone adds to this game of the year thing, I think, other than it being a solid fucking shooter, right? Like they really nailed it in a lot of fucking ways. These events, just... Like, you got to give him credit.
And I had to sit there and watch Waylon Roselle's shit-eating grin at the fucking Esports Awards in Arlington when he went up and collected that Game of the Year award, and I fucking knew they deserved it. So, fair play, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, as we head towards what we have dubbed a potential franchise era in the coming years, it remains to be seen whether these steps continue to be taken in the same sort of way, especially because we've already speculated about how the whole co-streaming situation might work, and if there's a rug to be pulled out there in the future based on how they're dealing with League of Legends, or if this is just a test bed for like a future approach to co-streaming. But for what we have in front of us now is a year of global circuits that fed into a number of quote-unquote LANs, top-level competitions, and a culmination of champions.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone realistically could ask for much more than that, and I have asked for much more because I'm not realistic. But obviously, as we've been critical of the steps they've taken and the processes they've applied to get here, I'm still very pleased. Yeah, so, I mean, this is coming from a literal Overwatch League commentator. I am still an Overwatch League commentator. they're doing it really right now. And I mean, I woe betide any fucking dev or tournament organizer that isn't ready to pull their finger out when we get back to a LAN environment, or you're going to continue to get shit on by Riot Games. It's as simple as that.
I wonder if we're also seeing just a general shift. You know, we've been, all of us have been saying for years, fuck these game devs. They really should support the esports side of their game from the get-go. They really should stop thinking of it as an afterthought and just letting TOs and everybody do their own thing. We saw what Riot just did with their IP. We see them dabbling with their other new IPs, right? And shows are developing on TF. All of that stuff's happening. And then you just saw what Halo did, with how they also very similar.
Theirs is like the sea monkeys of esports. You want to talk about just to add water?
Yep.
That's what we saw from
But again,
them.
instant top teams, instant engagement, and again, maybe the light bulb in all those marketing departments and all these game devs finally went off a little more. Like, you know what? It's an esport game we're building. Why don't we think about this from the start?
I mean, they have to. Especially with the people they have on the inside now over there at 343, like guys like Lennox and stuff like that. You can't tell me that this wasn't.
They are esports.
Right. You want to ask, who's esports. I mean, these guys probably had a real mind to sort of craft that vision for the game. And despite that, I'm still impressed with how quickly they were able to activate on that. Obviously, nostalgia sells, right? It fills seats. Going back to Rally, going back to like an MLG style format, it's a great way to do it. Eventually, Halo Esports will have to innovate. I trust in their ability to do so, and I don't expect that from them straight off the bat. There's nothing wrong with throwing back to a golden era of esports, but to create a new one, you're probably going to have to take a new multidisciplinary approach. But again, they're figuring it out, right?
Yeah.
But let's be honest. Let's be honest for just a sec, right? Esports is a fucking marketing expenditure, right? You are marketing the game. It is not self-sustaining in itself. Do you really think that Esports Engine or Halo, whoever, made money on that rally event? Fuck no. It's the equivalent of bands touring to sort of, drive, in the past, to drive album sales. Nowadays, they tour to make money because you can pirate their fucking music and Spotify and all that exists. But, esports, we're not great at making it a revenue-generating engine in and of itself, right? It is an expenditure to drive revenue in the game and to drive microtransactions and stuff like that. So that's why not every scene fucking gets an esport. Yeah. That's why not every developer has esports at the forefront of their mind when they produce a game. It is, Scott, if I'm honest with you, it's fan service. It's fan service. I'm fucking good with it. Serve me right up. You know what I mean? I'll take anime titties and esports straight out of the box. That's my kind of fan service.
Take note. Take note, folks. Anime.
Titties.
So
yeah, good job. Anyway,
yeah.
Can we go to a break? I'm getting a fucking sore throat.
Yes, we've role reversed. I was yelling and screaming last week. You're yelling and screaming. It's a good yin and yang. We are going to take a quick break. First off, before we take a break, shout out DJ Wheat.
Thank you for the raid.
For the raid. Great show today. It was great tuning in and hearing Rod push all your buttons. Reminding me of the old days, my friend. Alive on 3. It was good stuff. Good conversations. We've actually talked about some of the stuff you guys talked about, but that was cool to see.
We stole your content maliciously, basically. Yeah.
We pretty much actually streamed you. Yeah. When you were doing the Quake thing, so please, we were transforming
we just have a lower average age.
But we transformed the fuck out of his shit.
We did. That was very transformative.
The fuck out of it. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. So get yourself something to drink, something to eat. We'll come right back. We got the heavier topic. We're gonna figure out who in the fucking building is esports, if any of us.
Anybody?
Anybody esports? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody?
We'll get back to you on that one.
Bueller.
All right, peons, welcome back to the Breakdown feature, of course. Sir Scoots and myself, Mitch Leslie. Great to have you back on the show here. We've covered a lot of the murmurings we sort of have witnessed over the last few weeks in esports, and this is one that we're going to circle back to here. Because, Scott, obviously, there was a discussion last week while I was, at home, still doing the show, about women's tournaments in esports, right? I think, as many people have identified, we've done that subject to death, but there's been a lot that has sort of developed as a result of this coming into question right in the first place. So from a whole spectrum of people, but also some that, maybe hitherto were fairly respected in the scene. So I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to your head, all right, when I show you this tweet.
Oh, God.
Show me the tweet. Show me the tweet! So Daniel!
Show Daniel the tweet.
First thing you think of. Go. You're filtering. Stop filtering, Scott!
I mean, no.
Okay, so let's give some context to this, right? Obviously, Thorin is It's a thread of that he's made, basically. That is his reaction to obviously some of the pushback that he's receiving. Tell you what, you do that cute thing where you tell me to get out of the industry I built and still rests on my fucking shoulders. I am esports. Big on, peon. So this started from a quote tweet. Obviously, Thorin's probably no stranger to being told to, quote unquote, get out of esports. Can we take a step back and maybe go to...
Yeah,
let's talk about why Thorin is
preface.
involved in this,
Yeah.
because he didn't necessarily start this whole discussion this time around. It wasn't Thorin.
Yeah, Semmler owes Thorin a large paycheck, a large debt of gratitude for shifting this entire thing to himself, away from
Right.
Semmler. Semmler should be thanking his lucky stars Duncan decided to start tweeting.
Yeah.
Because it really shifted the Unfortunately, it shifted maybe what might have been a constructive conversation about the pros and cons of something like this to something very volatile and incendiary that they created.
Right.
That they created.
So look, it is my belief that there is a quadrant of Semmler's delivery here that could be conducive to an amicable exchange. Let's just say an exchange in the marketplace of ideas, if you will. So this Semmler's tweet here is a quote tweet of something that Sapphire said. She's like, listen, I did this off my own back. You know what I mean? I worked my ass off. She was obviously responding, negatively to obviously the criticism of women's tournaments existing. But Semmler's thoughts is that, yes, this approach that Sapphire did, where she grinded, she dealt with torrents of fucking bullshit and resistance and misogyny and doors being shut in her face and hurdles to get across. He sort of said, this is the correct approach if you want to get women to compete against men in Tier 1, to have them overcome all of this, what I would believe is more than the average person to have to overcome to make it to Tier 1. But look, I'm not a pro player. He says, if your goal is to have more women competing overall, then having more leagues for women like this ESL one is the correct approach. So deep. We'll take your fucking bathysphere here. And the reason why I look at this tweet is because you can construe this as something that might qualify as a decent starting place for an argument, saying, okay, listen, there's two different things here. There's getting women to compete at Tier 1, and there's getting women to compete in tournaments in general. And he thinks that they're very different, but I would argue that they're very closely related. I would argue that the more women you get competing, the more women will rise up to Tier 1. He seems to believe by this tweet that there's a difference. Now,
Let me pause you. Go back to that tweet, Jason. Not only does he not believe it, he vehemently disagrees that the second point he makes leads to the first point happening.
Right. He doesn't think they're related. Or they can be conducive to one another, right?
Yeah, where they actually are conducive. Like, it's the actual opposite. Like, he's so vehemently wrong on that third sentence of that tweet.
Yes.
Like, the second method will not lead to the first goal. You're fucking wrong, dude.
Yeah, so
the second method is what helps get to the first fucking goal.
But there is actually a discussion that you can have there. Like, you could go to Semmler and say, okay, let's talk about this tweet. The problem is that Semmler, what's the opposite of a shit sandwich? So, like there's a shit sandwich, right, with, shit's in the middle. What do you call it where the fucking bread is shit and there's something maybe somewhat palatable in the middle? Because that's what Semmler's constructed, right? This is like the most, this isn't saying much. That's like the most reasonable of his tweets. But he couches it in between the age-old, when are we going to get this thing for men? Like, when's Men's History Day or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, men's only tournaments.
The other fucking bread is having a go at someone for putting pronouns in their bio. So all of a sudden, you've just dispensed with any chance of having a good faith exchange, right? Because the only shred of maybe good faith or maybe an attempt at some intellectual, honesty is couched in between these two very incendiary behaviors. So already we're off on the wrong foot, right? People are seeing this stuff from him and they're getting aggrieved. They are disgruntled by this behavior. That's a whole other thing. We're not even talking about Semmler for the most part, because then Thorin chimes in. Now tell me why. Explain to me. Explain like I'm five. How this is.
You want me?
Yes. How Thorin has now become involved, and what's the connection there?
Okay, well, I don't know if I can tell you what's inside Thorin's brain, right? Full disclosure, Thorin and I no longer get along. We are not mates. We are
not mates.
Yeah,
it's not just banter anymore.
You all could talk about getting blocked this week. I got blocked fucking a year and a half ago from the guy, so whatever, right? But we traveled the world together before that. But So I don't know what's inside his head. I want to say a couple things about Duncan. First off, where I will give him credit, because credit is due, that the man is a prolific content creator and prolific chronicler.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. Like he is, yeah, sure.
Our world.
Okay.
So when he yells and screams, I am esports, I am this, I am that, there is a part of him, and certainly a part of me that goes, you know what, he has done a lot.
So you could maybe say that he has contributed to
chronically,
esports.
yes. Like he's way off base in his fucking bravado, but like he is. There is a lot of history that would be lost if he deleted all his fucking YouTubes. Now, if Thorin deleted everything he's ever made about Counter-Strike, would it affect who tunes in to watch Counter-Strike next week? No, not at all. But it would affect historically going back and watching great interviews and all that kind of shit. The weird thing about Duncan is he's like two different fucking people, right? When he sits down and does an interview with a pro player and he gets deep inside and asks really insightful questions, awesome fucking content. That's what I like about Duncan. When he used to stand next to me at desks and give great content during a live show, like he's fucking great. Minute that camera's off, the minute he stops fucking interviewing someone, he's a different person, right? And it's not necessarily a person you want to hang out with. That's me, right? That's me. That's not everybody's taste, right? So what I think on Duncan's part, you asked me like, what the fuck is he doing?
Sure.
I think part of this is Duncan just being the fucking snake-stirring, contrarian, piss everybody off because I like doing it kind of guy. I don't know if he believes all those tweets he's tweeting. I don't know if he's that misogynistic, all those kind of things. But I know he loves whipping up the fucking plebs, right? He loves whipping up the peons because he's done that for decades, right? So part of me thinks he's just laughing, going, "Oh, they're gonna love this one."
I think that's very charitable.
But he's still maybe I'm giving him far too much of a benefit of the doubt. Maybe. And again, but when you tell me that, again, I am not getting offended that he says I am esports because I know he's not. Right?
Sure.
I know the hundreds and
But
thousands
as
of people.
someone that contributed to esports with a huge part of your life over many years, are you not remotely incensed by that statement?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because this guy sat on the board of the people that voted to give me a Lifetime Achievement Award in esports, right? So he can't be esports if he gave me the esports award. So I can giggle about it.
Jason, are you
Jason can be
Jason,
pissed.
are you incensed? You in the control room, Mr. Alchemist, are you incensed that someone like this, move your monitor out of the way, go on. Are you incensed? Okay, so you're Matt, someone who has put many, many years in and a lot of your life into it. Here's the problem with this, right? Is that esports would not have got to where it is without, all of us.
Far more Jasons than me.
Sure,
too, even.
that's fine.
I'm with you on that. And I'm being tongue-in-cheek, right? I'm laughing about my esports award, but the guys like him gave it to me. Literally, he's on the panel that gave it to me, right? But then he calls me evil and all this stupid shit. That's why I laugh at him. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You can't give me an award and 6 months later say I'm killing esports. But point being with Thorin, I think part of it is he is also unlike Semmler, right? This is where they diverge.
Okay, so they're not the same person, you don't think?
No, I've seen them together. I've actually had conversations with both. Where Thorin is lucky, privileged, whatever word you want to use, he works for himself. If nobody hires Thorin ever again and gives him a day rate to stand behind a desk, because he doesn't do very many. We've had COVID, obviously, so there hasn't been a lot of stand-up events, but he would be financially just fine if he never actually worked a live event.
Because he's developed his own content.
He's got his own brand. He's got his own fans. He's got his own money.
Sponsors,
So, like,
all that.
You all that want to fucking cancel people like him or whatever, good luck, because, like, he's got a great fan base that defends him, does all this stuff. He will be just
great
fine.
in size, right? Are you saying? What do you mean by great fan base?
I don't mean great as in I like them, but great
Sure.
as in they are defenders of all things Thorin.
Right.
Right? Like,
So
just
great
go
for him.
Just go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just go look at these tweets. He's got an army that will tweet 100 times a day in defense of him. He doesn't have to. But point being, I don't care what he does with his life. I really don't. There was a time I did. I don't anymore. But it's not like Semmler where he might just lose gigs. He might not get any more Counter-Strike gigs.
Right.
Or his day rates might get severely limited by who wants to hire him. He might lose 3 of his TOs. He might not.
What is this to say, though? Are you sort of saying that Semmler wouldn't go that far because it would hurt him, or that he just wouldn't go that far because he's not that kind of person? Like what?
No. I think they're both completely in the wrong in their takes on this. I'm just saying, I guess my take has nothing to do with Semmler on this.
Okay.
Well, the take would be Semmler might get some punishment or some retribution, whatever word you want to use for what he said. Thorin, on the other hand, is getting the shine he loves, the controversy he loves. He loves blocking people. He loves people.
I would find it
telling-
stressful. This would stress me out.
I don't. I think he's wired different than us, man. I think he's wired different than us.
Right.
So, point being, Semmler might have some repercussions. I don't think Thorin really is going to have much.
So he's playing with house money, is what you're saying. He feels like
That's probably the best way to put it, I think. And I don't. There's no other thing other than it is what it is. I don't want to cancel him. I don't give a shit. I don't watch his shit. So, talk with it's very easy for me to separate the content from the cunt. To use your word, right? And if he does a really good interview with someone, I might watch it. If he does some stupid fucking gossipy fucking show, I'm not gonna watch
lot of people. So I mean, I know the prevailing opinion
like
is that
Country from the cunt?
nicely done. Yeah, a lot of people. The prevailing opinion probably is that they can't. Right, look at J.K. Rowling for example. Right, she's a bit of a cunt. Yeah, with a lot of her takes, and people won't read her content, won't consume it right.
Yep.
Some people like maybe once they passed away and they're not materially benefiting from on this mortal plane, they might still be able to enjoy it or whatever. I've just heard that one before. This isn't obviously the only tweet that we saw from Thorin. This was a tweet chain, and one of the more interesting ones was
this was the end.
So the one that he was saying that women should go and make their own company with their own investors. You remember this one?
Yes.
That they should go see how easy it is. My problem is that what Thorin is trying to do is he's trying to eliminate the middle ground. He's trying to eliminate nuance, right?
Yeah.
So what he's trying to do is turn this into a binary thing. It's like you're with me or against me. You agree that everyone's being a snowflake and being upset, or you are one of those people, and and my problem is that this is a form of straw manning, right? Because you are co-opting your. And to be fair, Thorin is dealing with like 500,000 people's different arguments, right? And he's obviously cherry picking the ones that he feels he might get the most laugh out of, and maybe the weak, the less well constructed ones. And he's obviously using, and he's fighting against them. He's dragging the bad ideas into the town square, and he's beating the hell out of them, and he's trying to make himself look good. But he basically co-opts your argument by inserting his version of what you actually stand for. And calls it his interpretation. That's a problem for me. So this is what I mean. If you don't need men and you're so great, then prove it. I don't know how many reasonable people are saying this. I'm sure it's an argument that he's received because it's just the wide spectrum of them. Start an all-female company that's funded by all-female investors. Whoa. First of all, a lot of these companies that are, producing these leagues are formed up of a real diversity of people. My partner is a producer on the Overwatch League, for example, right? Yeah. There are many fantastic women already behind the scenes in VC positions, in CEO positions, management, production, league operations, talent. They're already there. You know what I mean? Like that. The solution is not to tell them to fuck off and make their own thing, because they're already making their own thing. Esports is their own thing. They own this as much as you do, and in some cases, especially in the more recent future, they own it more. You know what I mean? I mean, it could be argued if we're going to fucking quibble about that. I think Duncan is using this whole discussion as a vehicle for his ideological battle.
Okay.
So
okay.
First, I think he jumped in for Thorin because they're friends, and because I believe he was sympathetic to Semmler's. Thorin jumped in and helped Semmler.
Sure.
He was sympathetic to Semmler's arguments because they're probably some viewpoints that he shared with him. I seen Thorin tweet out, like, he keeps retweeting this fucking thing that's like, stand your ground, never give up, never lie, like all this it's very Peterson-esque. It's very like, self-improvement sort of, masculinity aspiring to sort of, to honorable sort of, ideals.
Sure.
But I think he's using this whole discussion as a vehicle to be like, hey, look at all these crazy people.
Okay.
And he's fighting against this ideology. And the best part is that he's calling people out for being ideologues. But we're starting to descend, based on his tweets, into the realm of what could be construed as fucking derangement. Saying first of all, the register in which you speak, saying this industry is built on my shoulders, AM ESPORTS, your peons. I mean, you might fucking hear this in like ancient Greece. The register in which he's speaking is becoming Richard III-esque. And to be fair, some of the stuff he's saying, I don't know about you, Scott, but it is seeming, now I'm not making any assertions about his state, his mental health or anything like that, but it appears deranged behavior.
Yeah, and again, maybe I am taking the opposite tack that he's just poking fun and being typical old contrarian Thorin, and I don't know. We don't talk anymore. So, but again, what I would say, and what I said to Jason yesterday, I go, if we were still on speaking terms like we were a couple years ago, I would be in the guy's DMs going, dude, are you all right? Are you taking the piss here or what? You know?
So you would be trying to keep him accountable, maybe like help here or
or at least check in, like, what the fuck, dude, right?
Okay.
I already know from hanging out in green rooms with all those guys that we definitely aren't on the same political spectrum on all sorts of topics. That's all well and good.
reasonable people can still cooperate
that's
despite
all well
this.
and fucking good. We had conversations about those things.
Right.
But again, if I was in speaking terms with him, I would have reached out and said, hey, dude, are you all right? And, checking on you, I don't know. It just seems like he just kept going and going and going. So maybe there is something there. Maybe, I don't know. I hate to, everyone in that crew of people, Richard, him, they often like to point out mental ill is their go-to insult. Oh, you insult me.
Or at least it was.
Are you mentally ill?
At least it was,
You should
yeah.
get help. And,
Sure.
there's
Wait a
actually worrying about that for someone, and then there's just being a smart ass.
Are we roping Richard into this now as well?
No, Richard's had nothing to do with this.
Yeah,
But Richard
okay.
Richard does use that term a lot when he is insulting, right? He goes after mental, and so be it. This is not about Richard at all. Richard's actually been stone cold quiet on this subject, right?
That's I haven't seen behind the numbers.
Yeah. No, I haven't. Yeah, that I don't know. But I guess the point is I don't. I guess I want to believe he's just taking the piss and he doesn't believe the shit he's spewing, because if he believes the shit he's spewing, he's actually even like worse of a human than I think he might already be, right? Like, and I've already got him over here. So again, we'll see how it plays out. I think they totally missed the mark on the idea that it's pretty goddamn standard that people do better and get more excited about shit when they see representation of themselves on something they're fucking interested in.
I get it for Aussies. I love seeing Aussies in esports, right?
Right.
And I'm not being racist. I'm just like, I love seeing like Max Anderson, Casting League, or Pastry Time, whatever. Like, I'm like, that's my people. You know what I mean? We came out of like Australia is a hard situation to break into esports. We did it, right? I'm like a nondescript white guy, brown hair, number 2. You know what I mean? But I don't identify with them because of that. It's because they came from the same scene. There's pride in seeing them make it as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it just, I guess I just see some of this stuff as such common sense for the world we live in.
Right.
That, you must be taking the piss. You can't. And again, we've had a couple years of, we've also had, in this country, obviously, Trump folks. We've had a whole group,
Trump folks,
whatever you want to call them, from the last election and before that.
Sure, Republicans.
Well, not all Republicans are like them.
Okay, that's
so
fair.
I
We have
don't
the
want to
never
even do
Trumpers
that
as well. Sure.
Point being, a lot more people have gotten comfortable in the world in general with saying really fucking crazy shit in
Why?
public.
Because do you think
know.
Trump normalized it?
I don't know. But people are A-okay with saying really fucking stupid shit now. Is it just... Rod brought it up that, like, just social media has made people fucking stupid.
It's under the pretense of bravery. Trump did this, by the way, just on the... I saw it. Trump was like, I'm a straight shooter. I'm not afraid to fucking say what I feel. But people have used that as an excuse to just be cunts. You know what I mean? Hang on, you're not sticking up against oppression. You're just being a dickhead.
I mean, is it just more of the overall hiding behind the keyboard even more now? I don't know. It just seems like...
Well, but Thorin does not shirk personal accountability, though. It's his face. It's his account.
True.
He's like, this is me.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yep.
Hiding behind anonymity... Anonymity is actually something that a lot of his detractors are effectively doing, and they're able to be pretty rough to him behind that, guys.
Yeah, it needs to say. It's not a Trump thing. It just seems like people are getting very comfortable with sharing their opinions of all sorts these days, good or bad. And I don't know. I guess we'll see. There's not really much to see how it plays out. Obviously, we got a
next
women's
BTN
initiative coming.
Next BTN.
Yeah, they'll talk about it, I'm sure.
And look, I mean, I made a tweet, obviously, being satirical about this, and I understand that I'm not necessarily contributing to the discussion by making a shit post about what Duncan said, but I also think there is value in being somewhat satirical about this because if you look at it, in a too serious light, it's a bit concerning. You know what I mean? So trying to make light of it. I know a lot of people are memeing on it for the same reason. It's how we, it is how we sort of try and lighten the mood around some of these more serious issues. But I do encourage you, if you're going to contribute to the discussion, try and be mindful of things like mental health as well.
Yeah.
Try not to stoop to what you believe to be your opponent's level, because Thorin's getting plenty of ammunition by just pulling out tweets of people telling him to kill himself. He'll never get laid. He's got a small dick.
They're making it easy for him.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't think anyone of note has really said any of these things. But unfortunately, you are giving his sympathizers a reason to continue to rally around. I don't think it's really helping. You know what I mean? Yes. If someone has a shit take, you should tell them it's a shit take. Like, free speech doesn't protect you from people telling you you're a dumbass. I would just be very wary of, try not to become the enemy that you hate so much,
Yeah, and Daniel brings up a good point in chat. You used to have the tiptoe around your terrible takes and shitty views. Now they're celebrated. So when you get the echo chamber going,
so brave.
Shitty takes,
so brave. Stand up
so
to the
brave.
lefties.
Yeah.
Own the libs, man.
Yeah.
Facts and logic all the way.
Good point.
Fuck
Good
me.
point. Thoughts and prayers. All right, moving on. Let's talk about actual
video games.
Esports. Let's talk about
shit.
what is esports.
Okay. What is esports? Me. I am.
You are esports.
Yeah. All right,
I
next
am
segment.
esports.
Next
Hear me
segment.
roar. Let's talk about the top 10 esports by viewership in 2021. This list.
Year of the pandemic.
Fucking blew my
Year
mind.
of people dicing with death to try and get out there and run events, right? Riot tried to, a few other things. Yeah, like taking risks, yeah?
Yes.
And sometimes getting their event shut down, but people were still wanting to push the boundaries of what a live event can be, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a fascinating year, Scott, to look at.
Yes, but I think the most fascinating thing was the freaking amount of mobile games that are on this list.
Yes. Well,
Right?
let's hype it up a little bit more. And
Yeah,
drum roll, please.
So, number 10, Mid-Season Invitational MSI League of Legends PC game. Perhaps you've heard of it. Most popular PC game on the
Indie
planet.
game dev.
Number 10 on the list.
Yeah, and that I think the numbers are already. I think it's 1.83 million viewers peak. This article obviously breaks it down a little bit here. MLBB. If you don't know about this,
I don't.
You might be thinking this is Mobile Legends Bang Bang. So obviously Mobile Legends. I guess Bang Bang is the tournament circuit, is what it's called.
Okay.
It's mobile. It's Wild Rift, but with the pits. Like it looks more like Roshan pit. Like the way the river is constructed looks a little bit different, but it's basically it's your classic mobile formula.
But wait, who makes this game?
I don't fucking know.
So should
Am
we
I
roll
supposed
back
to
to the
know?
copyright discussion then? How much of League of Legends does it look like?
Do you think they give a fuck in Asia? I'm sorry. Do you think they really give a shit?
Did the copyright story just make it into our top 10
But
story?
this was the Indonesian league of MLBB.
Okay.
Southeast Asia. I mean, Jesus, even dickheads on LinkedIn have picked this up. Southeast Asia and esports is blowing up, and it's mobile esports, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. Very different revenue structure, I think, in some ways to our traditional esports here. But Mobile Legends is kind of big.
Yeah, and again, this list is based on peak concurrent viewership, not prize money. Obviously, you see the international strolling by. That was they set their own internal record. That is the highest international watched of all of them. I think it was the 10th one. And so they keep setting their own records. Right below that, you've got Counter-Strike Major. It set a new Counter-Strike Major record, beating E-League. Sorry, Jason. Yours was still better. And even a couple of the matches before the final broke E-League. And again, I think I think the cool thing,
Why?
I think the asterisk for Counter-Strike is not the cool thing, is that we went 2 years without a major.
Stop scrolling.
So we were obviously desperate to get it going again. So that helped. Navi rolling. Sis is a big fucking demographic for viewership. So I think that's what helped set those records.
Was this a sigh of relief with Valorant trying to compete for market share?
I have never worried about the two because I think they're different enough.
Okay.
I think they're different enough for viewership and player base, right? So I never worried about that. Now, yeah, certainly if you did worry about that, you go, yeah, well, didn't hurt us. We set another record. Yeah. Now, what I don't know, because I'm not in the financial side of TOing either of these, is Counter-Strike suffering because...
I mean, they didn't make money. We have established this, right,
well,
on this
sure.
major.
Well, we know that, obviously. But, like, when you get into the world of TOs, are advertisers and sponsors taking money away from Counter-Strike to give it to Valorant TOs instead? Is that happening? Is that money moving around? I don't know.
Sure.
But obviously the viewership is A-okay for us. And again, that major also has a shitload of fucking issues, right? So, and Navi crushed it. Where are we at? Number 5. So then we get back to this Mobile Legends. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're on here 4 times.
Yeah. So Mobile Legends, this is the M2. Well, I'm going to pretend like to talk like I know what I'm talking about.
M3 World Championship.
M2 World
that's-
Championships here. So 3.08 million. So there are multiple. There are two. I think, World Championships for MLBB. This is still Southeast Asia, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
These are, I mean, yeah, so the game looks good. I mean, but I could just play Wild Rift and maybe, have more familiar characters there. And then the M3 World Championship goes straight right next to it. This was the most viewed esports events ever in the MLBB, right? This is the Mobile Legends Bang Bang. So
Crazy stuff.
yeah, look, 3.19 million viewers here. Again, lower average viewership at higher peak.
And then coming in, hey, look, there's PUBG. Oh, wait.
No, not.
Oh, wait. PUBG Mobile.
This game, mate, I'm telling you, I was talking to my partner's sister's au pair from Hungary. She's like, I don't know, mid to early 20s.
Okay.
She's like, yeah, I play PUBG Mobile with my friends. I'm like, are you
Holy
fucking
shit.
kidding me? Oh, yeah, I watch PUBG Mobile esports as well. So, again, this tells me, Scott, that huge player bases feed into huge viewership, right? Especially because it's quite likely that they heavily incentivize this by offering drops and in-game stuff. There are ways to convert, fucking imagine if they did with the Overwatch League.
Yeah.
But, huge viewership for PUBG Mobile, and again, these BRs on mobile still getting work done. And there he is, League of Legends World, Scott, with 4.01 million.
Yeah. Again, they set a new record for that event for them. Again, record. The cool thing about this list, yeah, we're fucking riffing on how much mobile on here, and we don't do mobile esports very often. Well, I don't do any. But all these numbers, records from their previous, right? That's a good thing. And again, we're coming out of everyone locked up for a long time, and people. And again, a lot of these were without spectators, weren't necessarily full arena events like we were used to. And again, League of Legends just still crushing it. And I always tune in for the.
I mean, it just tells you how
fucking
far ahead they
production.
are, Scott.
Oh, God.
I mean, like, you set new Counter-Strike records for the PGL Major, and you're like a little bit more than half of their viewership.
Yeah. And but then I look at that, I look at your point and go, yep, absolutely right. But then I go, like 1.4 million more watched Free Fire World Series, also a mobile game, right? Number one. 5.41 million, and I guess Free Fire is a battle royale,
It is.
4v4, 20
Squad based. Yeah.
but it's PUBG basically.
Well, it's PUBG meets Fortnite because you have more of the fantastical elements in that game as well.
Got it.
Motherfuckers hiding behind ice walls like they're Crustal in Pokemon Unite. You know what I mean?
Holy
There's I mean, look, I'm not going to dive into the details of what Free Fire is. You can look it up yourself.
Please
But
do.
look, it's really popular in Latin America as well.
Okay.
And Brazil. So
here we
here's a
go.
good example,
Okay,
right?
great.
See, Loud is a massive organization from Latin America, for example. But this is global. This game is fucking global, man. People from all around. Is that Supermassive, Blaze? I'm not sure what their logo is, but if you watched the esports awards, if you were there in person, you saw just how much of that was dominated by talk of the mobile game market, specifically Free Fire. A lot of their players were up for Player of the Year awards and stuff like that. It's just not something that's really in our purview as, let's say, Western esports consumers, because we all have PCs. I think the reality is that there's such a huge market in Latin America and Southeast Asia especially, and these are very populous markets. Who spend a lot of time on this stuff. Again, it's a little bit... so it's a little bit insufficient to just be like, a mobile game's going to take over the world. I think they'll carve out a significant amount of market share, but there's obviously a few things you just can't do with mobile games, right? But I will admit that I definitely think that, if you're ignoring them, you're making a big mistake. This is 5.41 million peak as compared to League of Legends with 4.01, right? And they're way ahead of the rest of their competition. PUBG wasn't far behind League Worlds, right? This is all the production value, all this sort of high-profile talent. At the end of the day, that you can't beat games that have huge market shares, that are accessible. And if you can convert that gigantic player base, even a fraction of it, into esports viewership, you get number one. You get the biggest viewed event in the world.
Well, and I think you make a very valid point. Again, there they are. They're playing on phones right there in front of us. Again, just like a setup you would see in esports with a console or a PC station, but just all wired in with their phones. Really, really interesting. And I guess
Do you have a problem calling that an esport?
No, not at all. I know. I mean, people competing on a game with some sort of organized rule set and admins and elevated.
It's good for me, right?
It's a fucking esport. But I guess for me, the reason I've never given it any thought, and in all honesty, probably went whatever. Because I remember I went to WCG years ago when I was with EG, like in Chengdu, and a couple of the.
Oh, dude, I would love to have gone there.
Yeah, it was cool.
Did you have the mapu tofu? Sorry, I'm getting off topic now, but I know like the spicy food out there is fucking lit.
It was really spicy. Yeah, it was good. And there were a couple mobile US players that were coming for the mobile games, and like we were fucking with them and shit. And like, it might have even been Rachel's boyfriend Torch. Might have been playing a mobile game. Yeah, like Redstone or something. I'm like, yeah, that's not fucking just taking the piss out of him, right? And I think now in retrospect, I'm like, God, I missed the whole thought of this. And I think part of it for me is I don't game on my phone. Mm-hmm. 0 games on here. Never had a desire. I have a Switch. I've got other mobile if I'm on a phone.
How much do you commute?
I don't.
So you don't hands-free commute at all, right?
No, and if I did, like when I used to fly, when I did travel for a living, you know, event logistics, all that, I had my Switch, or before that, I had my fucking PSP, or I had a book or a tablet, and I watched a movie. So I've never gamed on this communication device, but I know I'm probably...
See this here?
Right?
This is a communication device, not a gaming console, I tell you.
This thing. But I am in the minority, maybe, right?
No, definitely.
Right? Which is... So I shouldn't be shocked by this fucking list at all.
No.
Right?
Absolutely not.
At all.
I'm telling you, fuck me. Esports is changing so much, right? This is why like people like Thorin and Semmler blow my mind because they're so steadfast and old-fashioned. Like this shit, every time you look out the window, the world changes in esports. You have to be agile. You have to be open-minded if you want to continue to capitalize on opportunities in this fucking industry. It moves way too fast, all right? Doesn't mean you have to have a middle name blockchain pay-to-earn games on fucking LinkedIn and be spamming everybody. But you need to be aware of which way the wind's blowing. In this direction, it clearly is. This is obviously Mobile Legends, by the way. So, you know, but I love it. Wild Rift, by the way, it slaps. They've done a really good job of making it quite intuitive. But I'm like you, man. I commute on the fucking plane, but I can't play on the Wi-Fi because you need good internet. Like, you need a decent device for it. This is real, right? These people in Southeast Asia, they might not own PC, Scott, but you best fucking believe they got a mobile phone. See, now, if we had a BlizzCon where someone walked out there timidly and was like, "Don't you guys have phones?" It might have been received with a little bit more gusto.
Yeah. No, again, I probably haven't given it the credit it's great. And obviously, not only... I think part of it is the stigma that like mobile games, they're pay to win and it's click, 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 push buttons. Like they bait you. And that probably gives a disservice to these kind of games.
I mean, I play gotchas. I'm tragic. I play Arknights. I played plenty of Genshin Impact as well.
You're not fucking helping at all. You're just
no. I love that shit. But again, I don't play
problem.
Genshin on mobile. I played it a bunch on PC. So, you know, call it waifu simulator, call it whatever you like, but it's fucking good. It's good shit.
No, I think it grows the fucking pie. It grows what people think esports is. I think there's nothing wrong with it. I was really blown away by how much mobile this year, but maybe I should have been.
I cast Brawl Stars, right? That, like, compared to the reach of Free Fire and stuff, it's not huge, right? And their esports also, I mean, you know, like, there's a lot of people that play Brawl Stars, but, like, the conversion of those players to viewers, I don't think they've figured it out yet. But I realize, like, mobile games are genuinely going to be a big part of the future in esports. Brawl Stars is like a 3v3 MOBA. It's really easy to get into. It's whatever. I'm like, I want to cast this. This seems fun. It seems like this game has enough depth to justify the investment of time and actually trying to fucking take the game seriously. You know, and Supercell looks after their talent really well. So big shout out to Frank and the crew over there. So I recommend if you're a caster, and you know, I know a lot of people jumped on the old Wild Rift train when they saw it come out.
Yeah.
Here we go. I think it's good to have at least an iron in that particular fire because who fucking knows where it could go.
It's very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, and I wonder how it's going to adapt. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on it.
As we do here in the fucking control room, monitoring things as they develop with our billions of screens and our mobiles that we definitely don't game on. Anyway,
I guess I have one more question for you. Maybe you don't have the answer. Maybe chat does.
All right, ask me something.
These games. So let's talk about the mobile ones.
Yeah.
On the esports side, pro players, similar contracts, similar salaries, make a good wage to do this, or has that not caught up?
No. I mean, many of the organizations are like super legit.
So there's heroes and superstars in these games too, like we see in all our
Absolutely.
That's fucking awesome.
Good example. I'll take Brawl Stars as a game that I'm more familiar with, right? You have teams like Zeta Division, right? Well-known Japanese team. They just won the Brawl Stars World Championship. AC Milan Clash, previously known as Clash Gaming. SK Gaming's involved in there. Tribe Gaming, Stamina Esports, a lot of really well-known esports organizations that are there that bring with them, of course, the established structure and sort of treatment of players and sort of their approach to the formalization of the esports. Now, I don't know how things go out in Southeast Asia, but I know that Brand Esports is relatively reputable, right? We've seen that, teams like X10 can get their teams to sort of masters, and Team Secret obviously has a pretty strong presence in Southeast Asia, which is another reputable org. So I'm sure there's some Wild West elements to it, especially.
I mean, we have Wild West on our side, so why wouldn't there be Wild West on the mobile side?
I'm preaching to the choir, right?
Yeah, so that's good to know.
It's not some Mickey Mouse bullshit. No,
Great.
it's definitely, there's a lot going on. Navi has a great Brawl Stars team with all the support stuff, so they're not fucking around, man.
Yeah, because the horrible backstory to this would be this #1 game, Free Fire, the players that got that peak get like $50 a month.
I wouldn't
to play
know.
the game.
I
That would be the horrible
I think
part.
Loud is a pretty reputable organization. Tons of followers, and I don't think they're fucking about.
Good to hear. No, it's good to hear because you got to have it all. You can't just take advantage of the popularity of something. All right, as we mentioned, we do Q&A at the end of the show. Oh, hey, Blackjack. There's Blackjack. Let's do some Q&A. Let's see what they're going to hit us with.
Sure.
Hopefully,
I'm sure there's plenty of questionable stuff today. Let's start with Jay Over's question. Have you ever walked out of an event that you have already / tentatively agreed to? If so, why? Scott, you can go first.
No. I've had to cancel engagements or like being on panels of stuff because travel things came up or whatever. But no, I've never walked out. Trust me, I've wanted that event we talked about last week.
World Championship. Yeah.
I would if I wouldn't have fucked the show and left my fucking team, so to speak, my co-casters, the production crew, I would have just gone back to the hotel several times. We've all had those like fuck this, but very much a show business term is the show must go on, and and I also come from an event logistics background, so I spent 20 years freelancing for meeting planners and corporations, and what I would always do is go, okay, I learned my lesson. Finish the gig out. You be the professional. Do what they hired you to do. Make a note. Never answer that fucking phone call again.
I think that,
that's what I've done. I've worked once for a few companies and went, you know what? Nope. You're done. I'm done with you.
At the end of the day, you make a great point. At the end of the day, it becomes about trying to, if it all is lost on my end, if like the esports event is just fucked, then trying to give whatever I can of myself to the fans and the players especially is really important because they're also out there as well. A lot of the rigor, I guess, that I put myself under as a caster is because I actually want to match or try and match the commitment of the players and the fans to some degree, but mostly the players, because I consider them my partners in this. Like, there is no casting without the players, so I want to match their commitment to their craft, even if they're different crafts. So if I'm at an event and there are conditions that I'm not happy about, it's about finishing the event. I strongly disagree, I think, with esports talent sort of trying to blow things up. We saw this happen recently at a Counter-Strike event, right? I strongly believe in the sanctity of that competition being upheld, and then afterwards, fuck it, gloves are off. You can do whatever you want. Like I said, maybe I've threatened to walk out, but
I definitely
not in an impish way. I don't think. I've sort of said, like, this is not sustainable, right? I cannot, like, you're just not setting us up for success. I might have said that to some tournament organizers. Obviously, I had to back out of the LCQ for Valorant.
I guess you did have
not
that.
right. So I had to back out of that one that I tentatively agreed to, i.e. I signed a contract, but I didn't read my Overwatch League contract very well, and also my agent didn't. So reading comprehension, not great there. Couple clauses go along the lines of like, you probably shouldn't go and cast a competitor's game while you're still on contract with us. So lesson learned, mea culpa on that one, and obviously my agent got an earful from me, but that would be the only one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of, your point. Actually, I'm going to have to divert to Thorin saying he's esports. The other shitty part about that take is
which take?
I AM ESPORTS.
Okay.
Again, I already gave him credit for being.
So I already tried to forget, but you've
prolific content creator, historical, all that good shit. But none of that can exist if someone didn't set the stage up, didn't hire the players, didn't make the game. Like, everything he does and exists for, someone else creates for him to react to.
Sure.
So if anything, you're like really not esports because you're not making it.
If you're a caster analyst, it's not about you.
No.
It's just not.
But it's often all about you.
I know. And like this happens all, like talent try to take the spotlight all the time. But it just makes you worse. It just makes you worse at your job, actually, really.
And I used to do exactly what I've yelled at some producers. I've threatened, like, we'll all fucking walk if you don't get your shit together.
Yeah.
But you don't walk,
No.
right? Show is king. get it done. Because,
But I mean, people, tournament organizers out there thinking that we won't walk. I mean, fuck around and fire out. Like, if it's really just untenable, then it might have to happen. I'm just saying it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
No one has quite sunk to those lows.
Yep. All right. Next question for us. Thank you for that. Oh, by the way, Joker in chat. Hi, Joker. How are you? Nice to see you. I'll take this one. As a caster from Pakistan, I'm very curious. Oh, this is for you, though. About how Uber actually managed to get out of Australia for his casting work.
Yeah, okay. Great question.
Like physically, like an airplane, a boat, a crate.
It was a plane,
was shipped
actually.
to Germany.
You managed to get on a plane. So, good question. It's not easy to do this because if you want to get out of your home country, for example, to go to the US or Europe, you need someone on the other side that is already willing to sponsor your visa and in some cases pay for it. So that's the problem with a lot of casters. You can't just get a traveler visa, fuck off to US and try and do freelance gigs. It's not legal. In fact, if your visa is held by a company that you work for, you can't freelance. You can only do work for that company. That's a US situation. So the way I got out was by distinguishing myself at a domestic level to such a degree that ESL in Europe said, we'll fly you out, we'll give you a full-time job, we'll give you a visa, and you'll be working here as a caster. Now, opportunities like this are very few and far between nowadays because the structure we had at ESL at the time, that incubator for talent, the fucking, I don't know, Charles Xavier's Academy for people that talk too much, and look pretty attractive, doesn't exist anymore. A couple of years ago, ESL cut all of the talent that they had in-house there in Germany as part of their restructure. And frankly, they were paying us to sit around, play ARAM all day, and then cast a couple games a week. And I was doing like Battlefield. I ended up doing the ESL Pro League. And there was a big part of me working there that made me feel like, hey, I need to do as many things as possible to justify this, huge investment in me. But what that did obviously was get me established in a more of a global setting. It allowed me to work on League of Legends. I cast IEM Katowice. I did like a lot of the qualifiers for that. I worked with like a lot of the top casters, Deficio Crepo at the time, and then Puff Smithy, your Froskurans of the world. ESL Pro League, I cast alongside Pansy, doing Counter-Strike for quite some time. A couple seasons of that. I moved to sort of hosting the desk there. Before that, I'd done World of Tanks and mixed a bunch of other stuff with that. I did Overwatch on my own back. So that's how you do it. Not easy. You have to be, I hate tooting my own horn here, and maybe it's because I had less competition back then. You have to be that much fucking better than any other option. They brought me out from Australia to Europe because there was no one better in Europe to fill that role. Not easy to do, and I think now it's even harder that there's more people that are trying to do this as a career. So there you go. There's my rant. Really not easy to do when the opportunities to do so are slim. Why am I in the US? Because then Blizzard offered to sponsor my visa to work on the Overwatch League. Here's a tip for you, though. If that happens, get an agent. You can transfer the visa to the agent, and then you can freelance. That's the trick. Get someone to sponsor your visa is the hardest thing, though. Yeah.
Yeah, good info. And again, it's not an easy road. It's not. All right, next question. Let's see what we got here. All right. Oh, it's for you again. It's all Mitch all day. I would like to hear Mitch's take on the Aussie food known as fatty bread. And is he still eating this delicacy from his homeland in the U.S.? From Rivalry. Hey, Rivalry Esports, how are you? You fucking nuts. All right. Shout out to Rivalry. Much love. Tell us about fairy bread, first off.
It's so fucking good, bro. Fairy bread is it's the tits. White bread, butter, sprinkles, all 100,000s if you're like me, like lower middle class kind of family. Shit pops off. Literally that's all it is. And it's fire. But I think a friend of mine brought me some fairy bread to have here. But no, I don't really go out of my way to make it. It just doesn't really fit into my diet. It's a long story, but I wish I could. I guess I just need to go back to more parties in Australia where they just have fairy bread on the go.
When you say sprinkles, are those the multicolored things you would sprinkle like a baking, like cookies or whatever?
All that
Sweet.
good shit.
Sweet.
Just fucking, just look
at
that.
Shit. Okay.
It's majestic.
Oh my God. Okay.
Look
fairy
at it.
bread.
Tell me you wouldn't fuck that up.
Oh, that's good. That's like a
Tell
homemade...
me you wouldn't unhinge your jaw like fucking Alien vs. Predator and just shovel it. And then obviously it's got to be real butter, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like actual, not this margarine nonsense.
My little, snack like that that I can whip up is bread, butter, cinnamon, sugar.
Yes, okay.
Just like that. Like cinnamon toast, right?
Come on. Those people saying it's disgusting, chat. What the fuck do you think the French toast is? The only difference is it's fried with some fucking cinnamon on there, and maybe the bread is a bit more exciting. You can have fairy bread on the fucking scroll bread as well. You're not any better than me. Don't look down on me just because we've discovered a fucking incredible, transcendental culinary, creation. It's not my problem. You don't get it.
Okay. In all fairness, you also drink fucking beers out of your shoes, so let's not talk about culinary delicacies.
A problem?
Chewies for all my friends.
Problem, officer? Anyway, get around it. It's good shit.
Fairy bread.
Michelin star level stuff. Yeah.
That does actually look good because it's just. I'm with you on that.
Go. Fellow sympathizer.
All right, next question. My IFB is messing with me today. I can ask it. I see it if you want me to ask Joker's question too, by the way.
Hi, Joker, by the way. I miss playing League of Legends with you, mate.
There we go. This is Joker's question. You can ask this one.
All right. What is the biggest leap forward you saw in esports this year? Less best game, more like trend, innovation. I mean, game changers.
For you, game
changers is the biggest leap forward I've seen in more than in many years.
Oh, now I'm gonna feel like an asshole.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Get fucked. I scratched off that part of the bingo board, but by far.
GGForAll.
Sure.
Get wrecked. No.
Developer-led initiative that has sponsor backing already. It's out of the box, and not only does the inclusive approach extend to players, and importantly, it wasn't just women, right? It was also marginalized genders.
Yes.
But it also extends to broadcast talent, people working behind the scenes. It's a multifaceted approach here, but I mean, by far, this is this is the front runner in me for an innovation, and I think we all wish it happened earlier, but I'm not gonna put that on the first people to actually fucking do it, and it is something that all developers should take note of.
Yeah, it was one of the big rants that actually Rod made sense with today when he was talking to Marcus, is that part of this is game developers need to fucking be first party on this shit. They need to actively fucking help.
I think it would be great. I think it would be a wise, and I'm not a businessman. I'm not rich, Scott. All right? You guys are going to make me rich, but not yet. I think this is a really important expenditure and a really important place to put your dollary dues.
No, it makes perfect sense. And now,
what's yours? What's yours, huh?
This cup was what I was going to say was, again, I'm a big production nerd, and I'm big into tech and how we do all these esports. And even the esports I don't like, I always tune into their finals.
You're going to simp for Riot again, aren't you?
No, I'm going to simp for, kind of.
Okay.
I guess it would be kind of Riot. I'm gonna simp for two things. The esports world embracing the concept, first off, of remote production and not having to bring your 100 staff all to the arena anymore, where we have the technology, we have the gear that your director can sit in his living room, different people can fire different parts of a show, they don't have to travel. Right. And sports has learned this because of COVID. Esports learned it from COVID, and I think it's going to stick with us after COVID. That everyone doesn't have to go to the fucking party to do your job. You don't have to all be in the back of the arena, right? So that's the one thing. Just the idea of remote ability. I am in a.
There's definitely a word, by the way.
I am in a studio that is very remote friendly. Bitfire has a whole transmission product.
Yeah,
so
I called in last week on the fire
I've seen some
bridge.
of this shit firsthand on how. Because even I was like, wait, you can actually do this without this kind of loss? You can actually push gameplay?
Yeah, it was pretty close to
they can push
real time.
gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, you could have it, like, they're pushing observers all over. It's great stuff. Not Bitfire, but in general. Like, the technology of remote ability is awesome. So then on top of that, my other thing would be very Riot heavy, is what they've done and how the world is embracing XR, right? And not so much green screen anymore, because in the same...
Do I talk about the difference here between XR and sort of normal AR?
Yeah, so right now we're sitting on an XR stage, right? Extended reality, which means that this shit in front of us is on the augmented reality plane. It ain't really fucking here. There's a desk that I'm sitting at.
My immersion!
We're in the middle spot. Hey! Oh, shit, what are you doing? No!
I wasn't wearing pants today!
No, turn it back on. So, AR plane, right? You can put whatever you want in front. You have a plane, and if we really wanted to figure it out, I could right now walk in front of this thing and really fuck your mind up. But we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
And then you got the back wall, right? Which is all this shit behind. But this is all LED, right? What is in front is truly fake. But we have an LED floor. I can see the floor. I can see that TV moving. So XR, right?
Yes.
Now, where it gets really cool is shit like Mandalorian is filming a lot. TV is filming a lot of XR shit. With the sets aren't being built anymore. The sets are built in Unreal.
Just LEDs, yeah.
Yeah. Now, where I got to give Riot props is their fucking stage sets. This combination of XR and players on stage. You know, it started several years ago with PGL. Give them some credit. They were the first to start floating logos. And they would float the map pics like in front of the analyst table. And that was like, holy fuck, that is cool looking. Well, now Riot is fucking floating this shit in stadiums, right? Now, if you're in the stadium, you don't see it. But at home, it looks fucking great. And you have to track the cameras.
No, I was in a fucking stadium, though. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it's just fucking amazing. So I think this combination of XR and remote is kind of going to shift esports production. Because where you see the old version, and it ain't so old, just watch ESL Pro League.
Yep.
Watch ESL's green screen technology.
No. Watch the fucking, watch the Overwatch League Grand Finals.
Okay, yours is fucking worse, dude. Yours is horrible.
That virtual set blows.
Green screen virtual reality versus XR. And every year it all gets better on both sides, but like just fucking... I would just kept smiling because now that we're involved in it, we know what it takes.
Yeah.
And watching what Riot does, I was just like, oh, fuck, that cost X. That, you know, that, to your point, they making money, man.
Big money.
Just really, really cool show elements, right?
It's more immersive. Even like what I think was great at doing, it brought the show to us at home, right? It really immersed us to a degree that wouldn't have been possible beforehand. And we may not even have gotten inside the venue.
And I think one of the neatest things that they did last minute with this technology is when they had to make some of their players play in quarantine, and they decided that the players would play in the practice area on web cameras and not sit here. They would bring all 5 of their fucking web cameras in and line them up in the arena as if they were sitting there.
Yeah.
Great camera. It's just
And they blacked out the desks as well. So they basically
Yeah.
eliminated the table and chairs part of it, but it still felt cohesive. It still felt like an arena.
Yeah, just delicious. I mean, really, really well done, right? And so I just constantly just can't wait to see how that kind of shit keeps getting. So that's
you ended up simming for Riot. Good job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. For different reasons, though.
Yes, that's true, but you
both
still did
simped
it. I
for
mean, all roads lead to simping for Riot, apparently. Great to be
I
back
just
with
want
you.
Riot to pay us. Just write us a check, Anton. Do we need to call you, Anton?
For what?
I don't know.
What the fuck have we
I don't know.
Oh, shit. They tried to pay me and I had to back out, Scott. You know what I mean? That bridge might need
We
some
wouldn't
repairing.
back out. We wouldn't back out.
Oh, that's
we'll
true,
do
yeah.
some TFT for them, some Wild Rift for them. We'll do whatever.
Some Legends of Runeterra, that
Yeah,
game's
we'll do
fire.
some shit, yeah.
Great
Who
show.
knows?
Good to be back here, man.
That was a good show. Yeah, really
Yeah.
good show. As always, nice having you. Good talking about some delicate topics. I think we covered them probably the best we can.
Mm-hmm.
We'll keep an eye on this shit. Done for us this week. Obviously, last week we talked a whole bunch of Counter-Strike roster stuff. We will do a show in a couple weeks. When that settles, we'll get a Counter-Strike expert on here, interview and stuff. But that will do it for us this week. We'll see you in the new year. Please have a safe and good new year. Be safe out there. What, Friday night? Is it Friday night? Happy New Year? Friday night, I guess? Yeah.
I don't know. I've got a kid.
You got a
I
kid.
leave the house.
You have no holidays.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week. Thanks all. Be good to each other.
Peons!
Peons!
Get out of here.